I'm Tim, and this is Southern Star's Black Crack. Um, so I've been working with we'll call it an experiment, kind of adding some ingredients to stuff, specifically this beer, as you'll see in the part 1 and part 2, and then the review of that. But anyway, so this is their Bourbon Barrel Aged Berry Hatchet. This is their stout. I want to say it's Imperial. I was looking for an ABV on it, but don't see it on the can, so I'll check Untapped. And this is their, I believe it's brewed with coffee. It says it's just flavored stout. I'm pretty sure black cracks with coffee and then aged in bourbon barrels. So anyway, went and got a can, and I wanted to, I guess I'll give a short backstory of the experiment, is kind of add some ingredients to it and kind of transform the beer and see if I can make it a little bit more unique or something, or something I'll do with stouts that I might have around, especially barrel-aged ones that are just basic barrel-aged stouts for the most part. It's just kind of transforming the beer. But anyway, I had this one open because I'm adding ingredients to it, so there's still a little bit left. So I figured I'd just give a quick review of it, since I actually haven't reviewed the beer before, I don't think, and I haven't had it in quite some time, so it's already open, but it's only been open for about 10 minutes. And I'll just pour the whole thing out. Yeah, so this is about what I had left. And I remember first seeing the beer, it was in bottles, had that black and white label. I want to say it was kind of supposed to be reminiscent of like malt liquor or something, as far as how the style was, or the style of the bottle and how it looked, the label art. Anyway, it's been a while. But so, pours out pretty deep. Kind of definitely black. Not really seeing even much tan at the bottom or the edge. It's just a little bit. Slight mocha head. Probably it definitely had a lot of carb to it when I poured it into the little mini growler, or the Flensburger bottle that I'm using. Anyway, so not as much head, of course, since I've had it open for just a little bit. But check out the aroma. So definitely chocolate with bits of coffee is the big aroma. Not really getting much bourbon at all. I would say just a hint of this faint kind of caramel whiskey-ish. It's kind of hard to tell because, I mean, I've been drinking a lot of whiskey lately, and sort of assessing that, and the flavors and aromas that make up that. But I'm not getting any specific aroma to whiskey or bourbon that's coming out of this. It's a very, very, very faint, almost caramel honey-like aroma. But really, chocolate and coffee is kind of the big thing, mostly chocolate. It does have kind of a nice baker's kind of fudgy nuttiness to it, so check it out. Cheers. Okay, so the bourbon comes out on the taste, for sure. It's not too intense, but you do get that kind of light, sweet, I'd say caramel, honey. I'd like to know what kind of barrels they use, because it's really not. It doesn't feel that robust. But chocolate and the coffee are definitely come out as well. Just a slight, very, very slight lingering bitterness on the back end. It feels thin for a bourbon barrel aged stout. And really the carbonation on it is not too aggressive at all, but the body does feel thin. Bits of dried dark fruit, some caramel coming through from the malt base. Less so from the whiskey barrels, a bit of it. I feel like I'm getting more of that kind of prune date type of character from the malt, a bit more than even the barrel. But yeah, it's definitely a average bourbon barrel stout. There's really nothing too exciting to me about it. I really would like to see the barrel flavors more intense. You know, the chocolate is nice. The coffee is more mild on the taste. It's really just kind of chocolate, dark fruit, and bits of those kind of caramel honey-like flavors. And I like to see a bigger body on it, to be honest. It's pretty thin. So, you know, we'll see kind of where the transformation goes. It's going to be this beer with cinnamon sticks that have been aged in apple brandy for a day. So we'll see how that turns out. It's definitely not going to improve the body, but it might make it unique enough to where it feels more interesting. So I guess we'll see how it goes. But anyway, pretty much it for Black Crack. You know, I'm rating wise, it's an okay beer. I don't think it's worth the price, honestly. I think I paid 11 and a half bucks for a 16-ounce can. I don't think it's that great, especially when you can still buy Bourbon County, though it's AB InBev, as far as quality goes, you know, for a little bit cheaper. But, you know, I'm going to go a pretty solid 3.75, I think, on this guy. So, yeah. Pretty much it for the recent, you know, I don't know when this came out either. There's no date on it, but I guess the most recent version of Black Crack. So keep an eye out for the part 1 and part 2, and then the final review of the apple brandy cinnamon Black Crack. So as always, cheers, and I'll catch you guys later.